2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the Eastern Conference on display featuring the Philadelphia 76ers. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, to this broadcast of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And, of course, they're looking forward to the return of Tyreke Evans.
Kevin, he got injured a few games ago, and it has been tough without him.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Victor Oladipo trained with Dwayne Wade heading into last season. Now, Wade says, we talked about not knowing the path of your career. Don't put limitations on yourself. The result for Oladipo was an all-star appearance. Kevin?
He's definitely on an upward trajectory, DA. Thank you. Well, we see a lot of rookies getting their first taste, Clark, of NBA action. What was the hardest part for you transitioning from the Big Ten to the NBA?
I think the speed of the game, the number of possessions, again, with the 24-second clock going back to the 80s, there was no shot clock in college basketball. So you could drag it out and play walk-it-up basketball. In the NBA, you got to turn that thing over every 24 seconds. And that speed and those number of possessions, a lot to adjust to. And then everybody's strength and talent. That, too, was eye-opening and exciting, too, because I realized a dream to be out there with those guys.
And smarter players, too, on that pro level.
Yeah, they know their stuff. I like to say, when you get to the NBA, you're a PhD in hoops.
Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Redick and Covington, the shooters on the wing. The young stars, Simmons and Embiid at the 4 and 5. And it's McConnell in at the point guard position. Collison, the pass to O'Quinn. That one, no good. For Indiana, they come into this one following a loss to the Rockets. Redick against Oladipo. They get a hand on it. Embiid kicks to McConnell. Outside, Simmons. Just 4 to shoot. Passes to Covington. Up again, and Embiid is right there. Embiid's got his first 2 points.
And this is what you get with Embiid. A real scrapper, even though he's a big, skilled, talented guy. He's an energy guy as well.
Screen by Sabonis. Oladipo dishes to O'Quinn. Sabonis sets the pick for Bogdanovich. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And for the most part, when Bogdanovich is out on the floor, he's there to do one thing, shoot.
And I tell you what, when you can shoot like that, that's all you need to do. Great catch-and-shoot player who can stretch the defense. You cannot leave him alone, and really his presence frees up so much for his teammates on the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Bogdanovich. And Bogdanovich, a player who has bounced around the last few seasons.
Yeah, you know what? He's a guy that spaces the floor nicely, Kevin, and he's got a toughness to him that I think was undervalued and underappreciated across the league. He can make shots off the catch and shoot or coming off screens, and he also showed himself to be a better defender than people thought he was.
Good on both.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Embiid with a screen on Sabonis. There's the screen. No good from Simmons.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. Looked like he forced the shot.
And here are the Pacers now. Outside, Bogdanovich. Screen by Sabonis.
Boy, I tell you, the long reach of Covington, really bothering shooters. I mean, he enjoys making life difficult for whoever he's assigned to.
It's good from long range. Redick's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Hands with the ball out of bounds. Collison touched it last.
Now let's take a quick look at the numbers for Embiid. He's getting around 20 points per, 13 rebounds, and almost 2.5 steals. And his rebounding is what's most impressive. He's shown tremendous determination on the backboard.
And it's a big asset for this team. I mean, he blocks out on the defensive glass, and then he keeps balls alive at the offensive end.
Redick with the bucket.
And it just seems that every pass is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Collison. 11 points last game. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Redick.
Not looking good for him so far.
Oh, wow. That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed. And, you know, whenever Simmons gets a chance to show off his insane bounce, he takes advantage of it, really demonstrating how lethal he is in the air.
Now, here's O'Quinn. 17 points for him last game against Houston. Looking to end the run. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Took a little time, but they get one to go. And maybe they're warmed up now.
To the inside, Covington. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. Covington's got his first points of the night.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. A tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yep, and that's not a winning performance. I mean, you got to tighten up the defense moving forward if you're going to get some W's.
Now here's Collison. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. O'Quinn can't hit. Philadelphia leading by 10. Here's Simmons. Misses his second shot in 4 attempts from the field. Sabonis inside. Simmons is there. Collison's shot is good. Collison's got his first points of the game.
$175, and that might be generous for DC. He says, I don't care. I'm attacking the defense no matter what size I am.
Now here's Redick. He has 6. McConnell kicks to Simmons. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Pacers have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Screen by Sabonis. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Outside, Simmons. Embiid the screen. Lobbed up there for Embiid. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And Embiid has a really high basketball IQ, superb at recognizing when to leap for the alley-oop jam.
Picked by O'Quinn. Back to Collison. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul. Redick against Oladipo. And they pick up 2. Oladipo's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And Oladipo's handle is tight now. I mean, so good at freezing the defense and then blowing right by whoever's on him. He's got a nice little hesitation move in his ball handling package.
Now here's Embiid. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Nets in Brooklyn.
Kudos to him for his energy, especially on the glass where he was an absolute beast.
And Clark, you played your entire career with the Pacers. What was your favorite memory during that time?
Well, certainly realizing the dream of being an NBA player, Kevin. I was the 8th pick overall. It was close to where I played in college at Ohio State. And then being able to perform at a high level to be a unanimous all-rookie team selection, that was a pretty good highlight for me starting my career.
And here's Collison after J.J. Redick hitting the 3. Down low. Picked by O'Quinn. Here's Oladipo. Great D that time from Redick.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game. Hey, but unfortunately, they came up empty.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
Timeout called, the Pacers. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Thaddeus Young, he's checked in for Indiana. Corey Joseph comes in for Darren Collison. Now here's Joseph. He's covered by McConnell. And Joseph kicks to Young. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Young is often overmatched because he's not as big as other power forwards, but he still finishes inside at a high rate.
Pass to Covington, beyond the arc. No good, shot missing. So the Pacers will take it the other way. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of the 76ers this year.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. Two top teams in the conference. They want to continue that success this season as they look long-term towards playoff seed.
Here's Simmons following the score by Indiana. And the pass to Covington. He kicks to Redick. Off target from outside.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Bogdanovich passes to Oladipo. Oh, and here we go with Simmons. Nobody back. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
And he makes the first.
Well, guys, when you talk about some of the great turnarounds for a franchise in NBA history, the process for the 76ers has paid dividends. They went from 10 wins in 2016 to 52 wins last year.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Saric checked in for Embiid. Chandler comes in for Robert Covington. And Markelle Fultz is subbed in for T.J. McConnell. And the steps, Clark, the 76ers have taken. It's only the beginning.
Yeah, this is really the ideal situation to have if you're the Sixers. I mean, this team's built to last and still has good draft assets and flexible cap space. I mean, come on. That's an abundance of riches there.
Now here's Saric. 9 points last game. It's tipped, and he recovers it. Joseph against Redick. Joseph, the pass to Holiday. Pass to McDermott. Young sets a screen for McDermott. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Well, he mistimed it just a skosh. Don't think the defense really had an impact. I think he just flat out missed it. He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Outside Holiday. To the left wing, and stolen by Redick. The finish, and then Simmons slams it in.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
Now here's Joseph. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Saric just screen on Holiday. Fultz. And finished off by Fultz.
Like that explosion to the basket. Fultz can turn it on so quickly. He's past you before you know it. Quick as a hiccup.
There's the pick. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That is his first foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for Simmons. Here's Young. He's coming off a 10-point game against Houston.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts. Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And Young comes over to help, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. Philadelphia with the ball. Sharch dishes to Fultz. Good D by Holiday. Pacers trail by 18. Here's Young. And he overshot that one, missing. 1:49 left in the first. Here's Sharch. Another miss by Philadelphia.
You must make that one. Even with the defense present, these are shots you have to finish.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. It's on Thaddeus Young.
You know, the toughness Saric possesses is really pretty impressive. A guy who lost 6 teeth in a game one time and kept on playing. Wow.
First one falls for him.
Saric, the Croatian forward, came into the NBA fairly polished. Has still improved his game year to year, which is a credit to him and his work ethic. There still are areas that he can work on, but make no mistake about it, this guy has shown from day one that he's an impact player.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Indiana. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. With Saric and how he plays, Clark, he's developing his non-scoring skills as well.
Yeah, he's a very smart player, Kevin, especially for how young he is. And I think he's got a game that's just going to continue to grow and refine with time. He's proved he actually can, on occasion, act as a point forward if you need it.
And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Chandler.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Now here's McDermott. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
McDermott does a solid job scoring close to the basket at 6'8". His size allows him to capitalize from there.
Here's Redick. McDermott with a steal. Inside, Leaf, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
The 76ers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first one falls.
Well, I look at Fultz, and he has perennial all-star written all over him. A fantastic playmaker who's really got a ready-made skill set for the NBA.
Both good from the line that time.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Boy, I love that attack mentality. Get in there and force the officials to make a call.
Now here is Holiday. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Five to shoot. Kicked by O'Quinn. Off the screen, Holiday pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Philadelphia ahead. They finish off the first quarter on a 15-6 run. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making a quick transition to the United States.
Not knowing English, obviously at the beginning, it was a little bit hard to express myself. Obviously, I can speak English perfectly now, so that's a plus, and I'm just being myself.
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And the 76ers have been rolling along, haven't they?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after one.
Rolling, absolutely rolling, flat out killing it from beyond the arc.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Fultz and Redick are in the backcourt together. Wilson Chandler out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Muscala in at center.
Lanes. One shot.
And the free throw, no good. Fans can see what a team is doing on the court, but they can't see behind the scenes. Clark, in your experience, what are some of the hallmarks of a team with great locker room chemistry?
Yeah, it varies from team to team. You've got various personalities, but I think the one common theme is really a respect for each other and a willingness to sacrifice for each other. That creates an atmosphere for people to be their best. The teams that have good chemistry, there may be friction, there may be drama, but underneath any of that is a real respect for each other and a commitment to sacrificing for each other.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Darren Collison, he's checked in for Joseph.
Shooting one.
That one misses for Johnson.
And that versatility that Johnson offers has a huge upside. He's mobile and strong enough that he can defend either front court position, and that's a great tool for any team to have.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Brett Brown coached this Sixers team through some really lean years. Now, the promise started to show last season, but he said, I don't feel close to the notion that we've arrived. I'm hardened, just doing my job and moving forward. Kevin?
And continuing the process, D.A., thanks. And the 76ers making a change here. Covington's checked in. Here's Fultz. No good on the quick three.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Expanding his range, and that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
Man, I like the quick catch and release from Fultz, a confident shooter who's ready to fire as soon as he catches it.
And O'Quinn kicks to Collison. Kick by O'Quinn. Pass to McDermott. Just 5 on the clock. Pick by O'Quinn. Fires the 3. McDermott can't get it to go.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And the Pacers call time here. A bit of an up-and-down season for Covington last year. Great 3-and-D player overall, though.
Yeah, very good in those areas. He started out really hot, Kevin, and then was on his way to what looked like a breakout year, and his confidence waned with his shot, kind of like a golfer struggling with his putter. But this guy, because he defends, he has good size, and he does have a good shot, I think he'll bounce back nicely.
And the 76ers with some changes. Embiid comes in for Amir Johnson. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Wilson Chandler. Looking at Philadelphia, they took the win in their last game against the Nets in Brooklyn. Bogdanovich against Covington. Back to Collison. Pass to Sabonis. Over Muscala. It's tipped. Here's Fultz. Again, Philadelphia.
You know, Fultz has a nice feel for when to let the mid-range J go. I mean, showing a real desire to make this a deadly part of his game.
Sabonis with the bucket.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Embiid the screen. Now, here's McConnell. He's covered by Collison. Again, Philadelphia.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
Yeah, you know, continue to pour it on them. That's what they want to do right now. Doing their best to put this game out of reach and in the win column.
Now, here's O'Quinn. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. To the middle. It's tipped. Stolen by O'Quinn. Oladipo, the pass to Collison. And here's O'Quinn taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
So for the 76ers, their last game, a win against Brooklyn. Here's Oladipo, and then jammed down as he goes right over Markelle Fultz.
The bounce, the creativity, the strength. When Oladipo rises up, he's looking to punch it down as hard as he can.
Now here's Fultz. 9-point game his last outing. Embiid the screen. For three, Covington. And Oladipo pulls it down.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A+ defense.
Collison with it. Guarded by Fultz. And he makes that one. And that's now 10 points for Victor Oladipo.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Kick by O'Quinn. And Oladipo kicks to O'Quinn. Collison for 3. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got 5 rebounds tonight. Bogdanovich against Covington. Embiid sets the pick for Covington. 6 to shoot. Over Bogdanovich. Kept alive. Muscala. The pass to McConnell. Back to Muscala. Embiid the screen. For 3, Covington. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's foul number 2 for him. Thaddeus Young. He's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Simmons checked in for the 76ers. Pacers trail by 21. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Young, a screen on Covington. Nice work there coming off the screen. Bogdanovich has got 5.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
Yeah, trying to get it all back in a hurry. And you're right on that. But these threes they're taking have not helped. They're trying to catch fire, and they've yet to find the match. You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway. Take the shot that's available.
They get it back.
I look at Sabonis as a terrific stretch 4. He's a guy who can play either power forward or center, and he has excellent length and a nice touch.
And really one of the best assets of Sabonis is his mind for the game. Very aware on the offensive end, knows how to create chances
and just plays the game with his mind as much as his athleticism.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Sharch is checked in for the 76ers. He's perfect from the line this time. Philadelphia leading by 18. Simmons passes to Sharch. Back to Simmons. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a three-point play. It's on Darren Collison.
Excellent concentration that time by the 6'10" Simmons. Very good at completing these chances despite the defense's best efforts.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game.
One shot.
That's good from Simmons. And for Sabonis, we all know his father was one of the best when it came to seeing the floor, Greg. As a big man, his passing game was terrific.
And skills like that go a long way in the NBA. Sabonis does all the little things that free up shots for himself and his teammates. Is starting to play with more aggression, and this is a guy that can be an all-star.
Now here's Covington. 14 points from him the last game against Brooklyn.
And equally spent as much energy on his D. I mean, 4 steals kind of tell the story.
And so it's Indiana with it after the Sixers pick up 2. Screen by Sabonis. Collison kicks to Sabonis. Back to Collison. And stolen by Simmons. The pass to Embiid. Dishes it to Simmons. Pass to McConnell. Embiid the screen. Here's Simmons. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got 4 assists now tonight.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
The feed to Simmons. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Passes it to Oladipo. Indiana moving it around. Screen by Young. Here's Collison. And again, it's Indiana.
A nice use of the screen that time by Collison, using his mobility and speed to create daylight.
Embiid the screen. Embiid sets the pick for Simmons. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Simmons got 21.
Impeccable mechanics this quarter. He's been perfect from the field.
Screen by Sabonis. And Ben Simmons picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Indiana making some changes. TJ leaves checked in for Sabonis. Doug McDermott comes in for Bogdanovich. And it's Joseph in for Darren Collison. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Philadelphia. Redick comes in for TJ McConnell. Joseph. Rebound by the 76ers.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
And Redick, here we go. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And J.J. Redick, a long-time vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Sixers' strength, Clark, on the offensive end is how many ways they can attack a team.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Deadly in transition because of Simmons' size, speed, and passing ability. And if they don't have something in the initial thrust, Embiid, always an option to go to in the low post. They shoot it well from multiple positions. They've got a lot to like offensively.
And both free throws good for Redick. Clark, we know you were a great athlete. Would you have enjoyed playing at the pace we're seeing in today's NBA style?
I hope I could have played in today's game. Again, I was not an uber athletic guy, athletic enough to get things done on the court, was a skilled basketball player more than a great athlete. So the athleticism of today might have challenged me a bit, but I still think I could have played and been effective in today's game.
I agree. Here's Holiday. Young, a screen on Simmons. And it's blocked by Simmons.
Boy, you cannot forget about the long reach and wingspan of Simmons. I mean, he uses it exceptionally well on defense to come away with block shots.
Now here's Simmons. 20 points for him last game against Brooklyn.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And Nate McMillan, a coach with multiple stops in his career, had good success last season with the Pacers.
And, you know, to some that was a surprise, but McMillan does a lot of things well as a coach. He communicates well. He demands accountability. And his teams typically play a smart brand of basketball, and actually it's a reflection of how Nate was as a player.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw missing.
And, you know, Brett Brown has seen it all in Philly. The good and bad times, was the head coach for their lowest points as this team rebuilt. Now he's reaping the fruits of his labor and persistence as he leads a star-studded Sixers team that has great potential.
And he sinks the second. And Clark, you have to applaud management for the way they stuck with Brown as the team was turning things around.
Yeah, I love it, Kevin. I really do. I mean, being able to see the long-term picture and stay with a coach who you believe is the right one for your group. Very impressive work by the Sixers. You know, injuries and a lack of talent were the issue early, not the coaching. The players love Brown, and rarely are coaches afforded as much time and patience as this franchise gave Brown. I applaud him. Not much the defense can do once he gets to the bucket.
Redick passes to Saric. Johnson kicks to Simmons. Another shot. That shot misses. And Indiana will go the other way with it.
He's been terrible. Absolutely awful. I mean, can't get it going. His shot isn't there right now. He's got to help him some other ways.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the first half. Saric outside. Johnson the screen. On the wing, Johnson. The 76ers with another miss.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
Holiday against Simmons. Two on the clock. Drained for 2 points. Simmons got 23.
And really, Simmons makes it look elementary, simple. I mean, the way he attacks defenses from multiple angles is hard to deal with if you're defending him.
And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. They've leaned on him for offense, and he hasn't let them down. He's now up to 23 points today. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Coach, what is your impression of the first half?
We played. And I thought we found a really good balance of posting and pace. It's what we've been talking about. And I thought our defense, for the most part, was excellent.
A good start. We'll see how they finish. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first half mercifully coming to a close. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny's here. Shaq is here. Ben Simmons putting in some incredible work. He had 23 points, 2 block shots, and 3 rebounds. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
In terms of their offensive performance, that was a very well-played half of basketball. Good ball movement off the ball, hard screens being set, and they found the guy for the open look. That's how they were able to shoot such a tremendous percentage from the field. With that fluid, efficient offense, they'll be tough to catch in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Well, they were playing like it was Christmas, Ernie, giving up a lot of turnovers. There's no excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They looked out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Yeah, and you know, he accumulated a lot of assists, and I liked how unselfish he was, Greg.
Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Filling out the wings, it's Oladipo and Bogdanovich. Kyle Quinn out there with Sabonis. And it's Collison in the point. They're the group for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Here's Oladipo. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Covington's got 3 rebounds now in this one. McConnell passes to Reddick. He can't get it to go. And Indiana will go the other way with it. They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
You know, going into the last season, many thought the Pacers were in rebuild mode, but ended up 5th in the East with a fantastic season and strong finish. Saying they overachieved doesn't even begin to describe their season. I think they surprised everybody.
The first free throw is good. And many people thought the Pacers last season would be near the bottom of the East. Clark, that was not the case at all.
Not at all, Kevin. 7 games it took the Cavs to eliminate the Pacers in the first round, and you never know, or I don't think you can ever dismiss or discount what that kind of playoff series can mean to a young team like the Pacers. Things are looking up in a great way for the Pacers going forward.
And Bogdanovich is a confident, efficient player, a guy who can play either the 2 or 3 spots on the floor.
Drills the three-pointer.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
Collison dishes to Oladipo. Screened by Sabonis. Back to Collison. Takes a 3. It's hauled in by the 76ers. Embiid's got his 7th rebound here tonight. He feeds it to Covington. Pass to Simmons. Embiid with a screen on Sabonis. Here's Simmons. Got a piece of it.
Outstanding defensive instincts by Sabonis. Really good timing when to rise up to reject shots.
Here's O'Quinn and Embiid with the block.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
Lobbed up there for Embiid. And stolen by Bogdanovich. Now the pass to Oladipo. And stolen by Reddick. Pull-up jumper. The 76ers again can't hit it. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And for 3, Collison. Simmons pulls it in.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Reddick with the bucket.
Another one. Man, he's just gotten into a great rhythm out there.
And I tell you what, Greg, once he finds that rhythm, he's hard to guard. Shots come easy for him.
Now, here's O'Quinn looking for his first basket still in this one. Deep two from Collison, and that one goes long.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Embiid, no good.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
Indiana's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. 5 to shoot. Collison kicks to Bogdanovich. Shot to end this cold run. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Covington against Bogdanovich. Here's Simmons. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Sabonis. And once again off the mark by Indiana. 76ers have gone just 25% from the field here in the second half. They're 2 of 8. And that one's good. Simmons.
You know, one thing you got to love about Embiid is how unselfish he is. I mean, he's pretty good at spotting open teammates.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
And last year we saw what a full season of Embiid looks like. I mean, scary to think that this is just the beginning of his career. He looks like he can go down as one of the greats to play if he can stay healthy.
Fultz, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Now here he guarded by Fultz. O'Quinn the pass to Collison. 5 on the clock. Picked by O'Quinn. Here's Oladipo. Unable to get that one. And it's Philadelphia the other way. And a wide open look for Simmons. Offensive rebound. It's deflected. Down low. The kick out to Collison. Back to O'Quinn. Some nice passing here by Indiana. And there's the foul. It'll go on T.J. McConnell. That's his first foul. The 76ers making a switch here. Muscala's checked in. Covington against Bogdanovich. Screened by Sabonis. And it's Bogdanovich off the drive.
And, you know, the Pacers were one of the better teams in the East last year. Many wondered just how or why the Pacers were so good. I think you point to the chemistry this team has as something that you can't deny, along with having a star that endeared himself to his teammates in Oladipo.
First free throw is good. And along with the chemistry the Pacers enjoy, another strength. Clark is their guard play.
Well, Kevin, they've got a number of guards that can initiate the offense, and they all do it fairly efficiently. Don't turn it over much, and they all can shoot it and drive it. So that group of guards is really a strong part of this team.
And he makes both free throws.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
That one is good from Joel Embiid.
And you can see how comfortable Embiid is, feeling like nobody can guard him in the paint. And he's right.
Collison kicks to O'Quinn. The dish to Oladipo. Outside Collison. Jumper off the screen. Buries the jump shot. Collison's got 9 points.
You know, skilled offensively, Darren Collison has a nice feel for when to take these shots.
Muscala with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Embiid. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Fast break, Philadelphia. Up the floor. The second effort. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Bogdanovich against Covington. Sabonis sets the pick for Bogdanovich. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Young's checked in for Indiana. Joseph comes in for Darren Collison. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Philadelphia. Now here's Joseph. He's covered closely.
Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the 76ers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ball game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
And he knocks down the first one. And Corey Joseph quietly changing his game, Clark, the past few seasons to better his efficiency.
I agree with you there. I mean, he's done a nice job of recognizing the value of becoming better as a spot-up shooter. And as a result of the work he's put in, he's become pretty lethal on catch-and-shoot situations.
And the 76ers last season making it to the conference semifinals, Clark, before they were dispatched by the Boston Celtics.
And I guarantee you, Kevin, if you told any fan that would be their fate at the start of the season, they'd have banked that and went with it. Team had a great learning experience as they got past Miami and then lost to the Celtics. I think this group will be highly motivated to take the next step going forward.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Covington passes, feeds to Muscala. Now here's Fultz. He's covered by Joseph. Such a wide open look.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Here's Leaf. Philadelphia able to drain the 3. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Oladipo. Rebound by the 76ers.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now here's Chandler. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go. It's good.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Oladipo's got 12.
Boy, Oladipo has tremendous athleticism, and with his effort on the offensive glass, he keeps possessions alive for his team.
Screen by Saric. Misses off the right iron. Indiana's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. The screen. Chalk up 2 there. 14 points for him.
You know, it's obvious that Oladipo loves getting out on the break. So good in the open court. Quick and effective in these open floor situations.
Now here's Saric. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Can't hit that one. Good defensive work there by Young. To the paint. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Boy, I love how unselfish Oladipo is. Great at getting his teammates involved and on-time, on-target passes.
Covington kicks to Saric. Screen by Saric. Young with the steal. And now here comes Young leading the break. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Philadelphia's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Joseph. The teardrop falls in.
Trickery on display. I love it. Sometimes Joseph is unguardable when he goes to his sweet floater, a shot a little guy has to have.
Now, here is Muscala. Kicks to Sharich. Inside. It's deflected. Pass to Leaf. Sinks the three-pointer. Leaf's got 10.
Yeah, I'd like to see more passes like that from McDermott, especially when guys are open.
The 76ers leading by 22. And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, Greg, and I think it complements the starters when you can have such firepower coming off the bench.
The Pacers making a change here. Holiday's checked in. Then for the 76ers, Amir Johnson's checked in for Mike Muscala. Redick comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Ben Simmons in for Markelle Fultz. Now here's Sharich. Johnson, the pass to Simmons. Here's Sharich, and slam dunk by Sharich.
Boy, it's been beautiful to see Simmons working in pick and roll sets. He just knows when to shoot as well as when to pass to teammates.
They set the pick. Young sets a screen for Holiday. To the paint, here's Leaf. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Boy, I tell you, he has been lights out. Sadly, they're still behind. He needs his guys to step up.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. Johnson down low. No good with the layup.
This has been a rough, turbulent outing for him so far. Fortunately, the rest of his team has bailed him out.
Philadelphia's gotten 12 of their points from long range in the third quarter, going 4 of 5 shooting. And Redick kicks to Johnson. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Now here is Holiday. Young, a screen on Simmons. Holiday, the pass to Young. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. That's now 8 points for Thaddeus Young.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Redick against Joseph. Now here's Redick. D right on him. Right side Simmons. Over Holiday. 1 second left. And that one's good. Simmons. Simmons got 4 this quarter. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And so it's Indiana with it on the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Korkmaz is out there with Ben Simmons. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Smith. Sumner. And the 3 off target. The 76ers shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. Smith wide open. He fires. And Simmons is right there. Simmons got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the 76ers.
What an incredible effort from Simmons, using his length extremely well when he's crashing the glass.
Johnson with a screen on Simmons. On the wing, Johnson. From outside, off the mark. Outside, Simmons. Here's Smith. And it's off the back rim. No good. Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Holiday with the 3. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Simmons on the wing. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
Here's Johnson following the score by Indiana. Outside, Simmons off the screen. Just 5 to shoot. Really left alone that time.
Boy, what's most impressive about Simmons is how he finds the open man so consistently. The vision, the unselfishness. That's what you want to see out of him.
Here's Sumner. Passes it to Anabogu. Here's Holiday. Kicks it out to Johnson. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Bad turnover. Plain and simple. No other way to describe it. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Korkmaz. Got it. Good job in the low post. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Pass to Anabogu. They set the pick. That's tipped. Here's Simmons. Look at that jam.
Come on now. Bring the thunder. Rock that rim. When Simmons is driving inside, I'm telling you, he's going to sky up for the flush. Getting to the bucket in no time.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Now here is Holiday. Johnson, a wide open look. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Johnson kicks to Smith. Now here's Simmons. Not a lot of room. It's hauled in by Leaf. Leaf's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Sumner. Indiana again missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Now here is Holiday. Johnson the screen. Johnson outside. Shot from the wing. Indiana again missing. For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Outside, Simmons. Puts it up from 17. Second chance shot. No good on that one. Good D by Johnson. Indiana's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Here's Sumner, covered by Smith. The pass to Anabogu. Good D by Johnson. The 76ers shooting 40% in the fourth. Pass to Korkmaz. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And one thing that the Pacers struggled with last season and will have to answer this season, Clark, is finding a big man pair that works.
Well, you know what? You look at Sabonis and Turner, and they both have outstanding futures ahead of them and didn't play as well together as you would like, but I think there's still time to see if that can be worked out.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble, but I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Clark, fast break fundamentals, center the ball, run two wings on each side, have another guy set up from outside, last guy trailing. We don't see that much convention.
No, we don't, Kevin, and I'm chuckling because I know it grinds the gears of a lot of basketball purists, mine included. I really don't like to see guys fan out to the three when the layup is readily available. It's part and parcel of how it's played now, but I think there's a balance. I think you should still be running for layups and use the three in transition, maybe in a delayed fashion versus the primary break fashion.
We see a lot of turnovers, too, a lot of missed opportunities on the break these days.
Yeah, great point, Kevin. You're right. Guys trying to get that ball out to the three instead of taking the easy layup opportunity. Agree with you 100% there.
So it's Philadelphia now, following the score by Indiana. Smith with a screen on Holiday. Johnson the screen. Shamet guarded by Holiday. Shamet. The 76ers with another miss. Indiana's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Sumner passes to Holiday. Here's the three. And Sumner gets it to go. Timeout called the 76ers.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there. Just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
Markelle Fultz has checked in for Philadelphia. Here's Fultz. He kicks it to Johnson. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
And, you know, that pass wasn't deflected or anything, Kevin. Don't see that often. An unfortunate, unforced turnover.
Now here is Holiday. Tight defense on him. You look at player contracts today, Clark, a little different from the one after you signed your rookie year. What, 4 years and $1 million? Do I have that right?
Yeah, you got the numbers right, Kevin. And, you know, I look at that as all relative. How about the guys who played way before me?
Right.
And they were traveling on trains to games and were working jobs during the summer. I mean, it's all a function of the revenue generation of the league, which has grown exponentially. Since I played, we were part of the group that actually saw the first salary cap instituted in the early 80s. So growth is part of what we see now in players' salaries, and I'm all for the guys to get what they deserve from that standpoint.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. Philadelphia able to drain the three. Sumner kicks to Anibogu. Pass to Sumner. Just 5 to shoot. Latrey. He can't hit that time. And Philadelphia the other way now. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Yes, that goes in.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, it feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can.
Now here is Holiday. And now the 76ers on the break. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And the explosiveness of Fultz really is incredible. Just he's effortless in terms of getting where he wants on the court.
And the story with Markelle Fultz last season was one of health and getting his shot right.
Yeah, he suffered a shoulder injury, Kevin, that really impacted his ability to shoot the ball. He tried to play through it, but eventually had to be shut down.
2 shots.
And, you know, it's hard
Two
to
shots.
miss that type of time as a rookie. Not only games, but the few practices you get during the season as well. So he's going to have to restart in year 2.
And the first one at the line is good. May have been the 90s, Clark, when we saw the pick and roll really become a common type play. Defenses have now adjusted somewhat, but many offenses still rely on it now.
Man, you go way back to the 50s and 60s. The pick and roll has been one of the hardest plays to defend since really basketball came into existence, quite honestly. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And now with the interchangeable parts that many teams have, you have the real challenge of small guys setting screens on big guys and creating havoc. So screen and roll action, always a very important part of the game and a hard set to cover well on defense.
Holiday gets the bucket.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Muscala, the pass to Fultz. Johnson the screen. Goes up at the stripe. Good on the jump shot. 12 points for Markelle Fultz.
Boy, for a young guy, Fultz is really a smart player. Takes on the pick and roll with confidence and poise. Man, outstanding work.
Now here is Holiday. They get the rebound. Tries again. The shot's good from Anabogu.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Fultz with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Now Fultz. Johnson the screen. Shot off the pick. And then Johnson with the jam. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 12 rebounds.
You know, you look at Johnson, he's in that upper echelon when you talk about offensive rebounders, so you've got to account for him.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points.
A lot of bounceability there, guys. I mean, well above the rim. That's what makes him dangerous.
And Fultz gets it to go.
And, you know, Fultz is highly skilled as an offensive player. When he gets this kind of positioning inside, it's a wrap.
And Joseph kicks to Anibogu. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Johnson's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Got a piece of it. Pass to Chandler. Got a piece of it. Now Fultz. Johnson outside. Back to Fultz. To the middle. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Johnson the screen. Clock is at 3. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. One of those ongoing discussions about adding a 4th referee, Clark. Would that help us, you think, call the game more accurately?
No, it would just crowd the court more.
Right.
I mean, come on, what are we talking about here? There's a human element to everything we do. Calls are going to be missed. We've grown and gotten better in highlighting different aspects of calls, being more transparent about it. The video replay, I think, has been more good than bad in the game. There are going to be mistakes. You make them, I make them, the referees make them, coaches make them, players make them. We can't totally eliminate the human element of the game. A 4th official would not add to the ability to get more calls right. They're getting 94, 95% of them right now. You think another official is going to move the needle? Come on.
Here's Holiday. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Philadelphia's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. It's stolen by Johnson. Now here's Fultz. Over in the corner, Chandler. Clock at 6. And the shot is long. Pacers shooting 43% for the game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the 76ers.
And the big difference here was accuracy from 3-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
Man, always nice to get win number 1 against the opponent. You'll be seeing a total of this matchup 4 times over the course of the year. So they set the tone tonight, though, for their season series against Indiana.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Ben Simmons.
Well, his defense was tremendous tonight. Really, really high level. He was a pest, forced the opponents into a lot of turnovers.
Good on the second free throw. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that. And for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
A three-pointer is right on target.
Such a height mismatch out on the perimeter, and they give up the triple.
Here's Fultz. He dishes it to Muscala, and there's a whistle that goes on Corey Joseph. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
Now here's Chandler. For McDermott.
Got to see more of this from McDermott. It's great when he's able to be this active on defense.
Here's Leaf. The rebound by Johnson. Chandler outside. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you later.